Welcome back to Cricket for Americans. For myself as well, Nick here, and a very, very pleased, very excited Nick to bring this out of left field, so to speak, even though we're talking about cricket video. I don't even know how long it's been since I've posted a video on this channel, but the T20 World Cup is happening right now in the USA and the West Indies, and a very historic match for USA cricket just concluded with USA beating Pakistan in their second match, Pakistan's first match of this group stage. USA is coming off the heels of another win against Canada, chasing them like 190 or some nonsense, with the big help of Mr. Aaron Jones himself, 94 not out, 10 sixes, having the performance so far of the World Cup in its very young stages of it, very infant stages of it, but still having a huge knock and propelling USA to chase Canada, which, you know, for Americans, Canada is our neighbors to the north. We like Canada a whole lot. We admit that they're nicer than we are and all that kind of stuff, but we love when we beat them at international sports. They usually get our number with hockey, and so we love the fact that we beat them. And I think historically, USA and Canada was like the first international match or something like that. I can't remember, but there's some kind of history with those two teams. So USA was able to beat them. I was watching that one, keeping track of that, not watching the entire game, watching from afar as my computer fan is making noise right now. Hopefully it's not too loud. But that was awesome, okay? That was great, but this match just completely blew me away. I came into it like 7 overs in of Pakistan batting, and I noticed that they were coming out of the I had a total brain fright there. Out of the power play, I noticed that they were like 30 for 3 or something like that. And I'm like, wow, USA's putting some pressure on them. And so I had to watch the rest of the game. I was doing different house chores here and that. Been out of town. Let me explain why Gabe is not here with me. He is very, very ill at the moment. He's okay. It's not serious. He's not in the hospital, but he is very, very ill at home, resting, getting some soup, getting some 10-11 care from his family. But he was fine. He just needs to rest, and he's not in any kind of shape to record a video. But we're super, super excited about this. This has got to be the biggest win in USA cricket's history. I got to say that. It's just got to be. For us, since we were at the previous, for us, the biggest match when they beat Ireland in a T20 match. It wasn't a World Cup. It was just a exhibition, if you will. That, for us, was the biggest historic win for USA because Ireland being a test nation. But now you have World Cup champions from the past, Pakistan. And I feel like Ivan Drago felt.
And you feel the real champion.
But regardless, this is an amazing historic win. It's something that we're going to talk about for years to come. And I don't want to shortchange USA's chances to win the World Cup, even though we all know very, very slim to none chances. No one's giving them any kind of a chance unless you're an American yourself and you have that kind of ignorance and self-confidence to be able to believe that is going to happen. You always got to believe that your team's got a chance. But this is a huge win, not just in the state of USA cricket, as they've been putting a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of energy the last 4 or 5 years to elevate the level of competition for USA cricket, amongst all the jokes of how USA cricket has no Americans on the team and all this kind of nonsense. They have pushed forward. They have put themselves out there. They have entered different tournaments, and they have done okay. They've had flashes here and there, but they've gotten bested by teams like the Netherlands or, oh man, what was the team last year that was giving them, or a few years ago that was giving them fits? But here they are, 2-0, 2 wins in their first 2 matches. It means they have a really good chance of it actually getting out of the group stage, because now you got India and Pakistan, I think, playing this Sunday against each other. And if India can keep the pressure on Pakistan, you can talk about them not really being a legitimate competitive challenge for the U.S. Ireland's lost to India. Ireland still gets to play the U.S. They still get to play Pakistan. But Pakistan's a really, really good team no matter how you slice it, even though this game did not go their way. If you look at this match today, you had 2 different sides. You had the U.S. that was scrappy. They were fighting. They had their plans. They were communicating for the most part until the Super Over when they started to panic a little bit with the wides. They seemed to be mostly on the same page. They were very strategic with who they sent out into the Super Over. I'm all over the place. If you missed a match, it went to a Super Over. USA needed 12 runs on the final 3. At one point, they were well ahead. Well ahead. They came out of the power play like 44 runs with no wickets, as opposed to Pakistan's 30 runs and 3 wickets. They were well ahead. But then those middle 10 overs, which seems to slow down so many T20 teams, it did not slow down Pakistan. That's when they started bringing up the run rate. But USA really got stifled, really got challenged. 2 huge wickets before the death when they got the wickets of Goose, or Gu, if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize, and the captain who had himself a half century. That was a huge knock. Those two's partnership, Goose had 36, some of that with the opener Stephen Taylor, but most of that with his partner, the captain Manank. Manank had himself a 6 to get to his half century, then he lost his wicket, and then Goose lost his wicket before him actually. That was a huge turning point. It slowed things down. There was a point in the 16th over when USA was chasing, and before that, it looked like, okay, they're going to easily chase this, like in the 16th, 17th, 18th over. But then Pakistan started putting the pressure bowling-wise. They got those 2 huge wickets. But then in the 16th over, Aaron Jones answered with a 4, I believe, and then with a 6 in 1 over and kind of helped give us momentum. And then Pakistan comes back in the 17th, 18th, 19th over to limit them to, I think, under 8 runs per over. So regardless, they needed 12 runs on the final 3 balls. Aaron Jones hits a 6 to make it 6-on-2, and then all of a sudden the momentum flips. And then what happened? Aaron Jones hits a ball. Shaheen Afridi almost catches it. It wasn't an easy catch, but it was in his hands. He drops it. They get 1 run, and they needed 5 off 1. And then the partner at the time, who wasn't scoring a lot of runs, but he was Aaron Jones' partner. Let me get his name here. He was Kumar, Nitesh Kumar. He did get 14 runs on 14 balls. He was able to get very clutch boundary. For a second, I thought it had a little bit of a lift for it to be a 6, but no, it was a boundary. Took him to the Super Over. In the Super Over, the U.S. decided to do right, left. They had Aaron Jones, obviously, but then they also sent out, who did they send out? I was surprised about. Harmeet Singh, they sent out because they wanted righty lefty. I thought for sure you send out the captain, you send out Aaron Jones. Let's close this out. It doesn't matter who's on strike. They're going to more than likely be able to score runs. But in the Super Over, it's a completely different ball game. Pakistan didn't even think about Babar Azam, which you would think they would as their captain. But you want to go for those guys that are going to give you the best bet at getting boundaries. You need high runs. You need high scoring, unless the first team batting doesn't score a lot of runs. And so you get to this Super Over, and I'm stressed out. I'm texting Ozjob because they're both of our home countries playing against each other. We're really good friends, and he's stressed out. I'm stressed out. I thought USA was going to win it. Then I thought they were going to lose it, and they came in to tie it, which is just crazy. You got Rennell somewhere in this world screaming Super Over, and it happened. And then U.S. just took advantage of Pakistan's mental errors. There was a few wides. There was some extra runs. There was some missed throws on those extra runs, on those wides. So I think they got like 7 runs just on extras. They got 1. I think they only got 1 boundary. Maybe they got 2, but they find themselves with 18 runs without any 6s as far as I remember. I don't think they got any 6s in that. That's a lot. And then Pakistan, they lose a wicket with probably the most clutch catch in USA cricket history. On the 3rd ball of the Super Over, you had the sub Kumar come in there and get that ball, and I believe it was a fair catch for sure. Fingers under the ball, the ball in the hands, and everything scratches against the floor, but his fingers somehow held control of it. He picks it up like this. Huge wicket because it counts as a dot. You get 2 wickets in the Super Over. They weren't able to get that 2nd wicket, but it didn't matter because that was able to eliminate. And then, of course, Pakistan gets a boundary, and then it's just stressful. But a couple of 2s was not nearly enough. They needed 7 runs off 1. They got a 2. And USA was celebrating before they even finished filling it. I'm like, you guys, make sure you throw it in there so they can just keep running and tie it up or get the lead. But USA wins. They win in the Super Over. Both teams scored 159. The USA took 7 wickets from Pakistan. Pakistan only took the 3 from USA, even though their death bowling was very, very nice. USA was able to eke out this win. They were the hungrier team, and to finish my point from earlier, Pakistan just seemed a little disinterested. I'm not trying to be rude, but they seemed a little disinterested, a little lackadaisical in the fielding. It took them a while to figure out that they wanted to get their length, probably in a length situation when they're bowling, because they were bowling a little too short, a little too long. But they had a hard time with their line and length, especially with their length. And then they started throwing in those Yorkers in the death overs, the last 7 or 8 overs. They were throwing a lot of Yorkers, a lot more than they were before, and it was being very, very effective. Very interesting for me to see Amir Muhammad out there bowling for Muhammad. That's kind of for Pakistan. That is a redemption story. If I'm not mistaken, he was the guy that was banned for 5+ years because I think of match fixing or of some illegal action or something that he did was very serious. He got himself banned. For him to be able to come back on the national team in T20 cricket World Cup and to be chosen as the bowler in the super over, that's an amazing redemptive story right there. But you got to look at Aaron Jones. Even though the captain gets the man of the match, he got the half century. He had a huge important partnership with Goose early on. You got to look at Aaron Jones coming off that 94 where he tells the whole world who he is. And according to the announcers in this match, no one knew who he was before. Us American cricket fans knew who he was. Gabe's been screaming his name forever. We almost had him on the channel in an interview, but we just couldn't get it together for a few reasons on our part. But we know who he is, and he's shown himself now in back-to-back games under pressure. He told the press, I like the pressure, I'm not afraid of it, and he definitely proved it. He helped win this match for the USA, beating Pakistan, staying undefeated in the group stage, and having this historic, monumental situation for USA cricket. It's just absolutely amazing. I really don't know what else I want to say about it besides USA, USA, because this is just something that for a country where the fans, there are fans of cricket. We got Major League Cricket, we got Minor League Cricket, we got people like Nate from Emerging Cricket. We got so many different people who are trying to push this sport here in this country and trying to educate people about it. This is going to go a long way. This is going to be a standard. This is going to be a rallying cry for why we got to continue to put resources and time and energy. The USA players who, by all senses of imagination, were out odds. What's that word? Like they were outmatched just on paper from Team Pakistan, this juggernaut, this test nation, this stalwart team that's always been around, always in the thick of it. You're able to beat them in Dallas, Texas, on USA soil against the stars like Babar Azam, Shaheen Afridi, Rizwan, Zaman, for crying out loud. You got all these stars, Harris Roth, Naseem, all these super highly talented players, and you're able to beat them with the USA cricket team. That's just, it's unbelievable. I'm above the moon right now. I'm excited for the rest of the tournament. I do not think that they're going to now win the World Cup, but I'm excited for what other ride we have in place on this tour here. This World Cup's going to end in the month of June. It's crazy how fast it is. I think June 29th is the final match. So we're going to see a lot of exciting things happening. USA gets a little bit of a break now. I think they don't play for almost a week. A little bit of a break to rest, kind of soak this in, and then get refocused for their next match, which I believe is India. I mean, could you imagine if they're able to take down India as well after taking down Pakistan? I mean, that would be the new historic victory. Nothing against Pakistan, but you're able to beat India, who's got like a bazillion net run rate right now because they chased who they played, Ireland, like in the 13th over behind Rohit's 57 or whatever he had. If you're able, I mean, let's at least have a decent match. But if you're able to beat India, we're going to lose our mind. We're going to get Gabe on the channel. Hopefully he's out of his sickness situation and he's able to just go. He's going to be the most annoying person on the planet. But I'm excited to be back on the channel. Excited to post a video on the channel. We never said we were going to forever go away. We've kept it up and breathing this whole time. But honestly, few minutes update on the channel. We've just been so enormously busy with so many different things. I've actually picked up a different hobby, another income-driven hobby to help provide for my family. And it takes a lot of time. It really, really does. And it's just one of those situations that Cricket for Americans, we just didn't have the time to give it the attention it needed, but we never wanted to fully go away from it. I think if I post like 3 videos in a year span, then YouTube keeps us alive. So regardless, it's probably not the only time you're going to hear from me during this World Cup. If you want more videos, even if it's non-USA matches, let us know. The Pakistan-India matches come up on Sunday. If you want to hear our thoughts, my thoughts, hopefully Gabe's feeling better, his thoughts, let us know. Comment below. If you've unsubscribed because you said we're dead and whatever, subscribe once again. Let us know that you still love Cricket for Americans. I want to give a quick shout out to Dibbly Dobbly Podcast. He's still doing his thing. Jack is still rocking. He's passed over the 1,000 subscriber mark. We've got your stickers in the mail. Thank you so much for that love. We appreciate it, and we hope the best for your channel. And for everyone else's channel, everyone else's cricketing love, we send our love to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And until next time, adios.